Hello everybody, I'm Sean Paul Clark and welcome to episode number 6 of Improve with Apollo. I'm here bringing you another episode today. It is going to be a Zerg one. We have this little rotation going where we're just changing each episode and changing the race within each episode. Like I said, we're here with a Zerg today going up against a Protoss player. Our Zerg name in-game is Terra, lol. And we should go ahead and read his email, just kind of give a bit of insight into what he wants help with. So here's the email. Hello Mr. Apollo, you are one cool person. I'm submitting this replay because I hope to become a professional statecraft, I guess you mean StarCraft 2 player in the near future, but cannot improve fast enough. I feel that there is a key part of my play that is missing, but I don't know what or why it is. Real name is Sam Morice, 14 years old, from the United Kingdom. League and race, Zerg, and then Gold League. Description on how you can help me. Well, I feel that my macro is quite strong and that I have an alright unit control, but I make bad choices and react poorly to the situation. I have attached a replay of a game that I played yesterday. My main problem is Zerg versus Protoss and immortal stalker based builds. Attached is a game I lost earlier today. Thanks for reading, Sam. Well, no problem, Sam. Thanks for sending in your submission. I'm going to try and help you out as much as I can within this game. So, we are on Ohana, two-player map. You are going to Drone Scout. Drone Scout, I don't think, is necessary too much here. I'm just going to pause it and have a quick talk about this and why I feel it's not. Is because on a two-player map like this, Nexus first can be common, but it's more likely that you'll see a Forge. With the drone, the only thing you can actually do is prevent a Nexus going down first. I guess you could go, put a hatchery down or something along those lines, but it may not be necessary. He can pull a drone, he can pull two drones, push you off, and then just go ahead and build a Nexus anyway. You've gone 15 spawning pool behind this, which is fine. Looking for a hatchery. Alright, so I want to bring up one point already that I noticed you didn't do. So, as I was talking about your scouting drone, let's look here. So, you are going, is it 15? Okay, 15 spawning pool. Alright, so the first thing you want to do, when you go 15 spawning pool, at this point, there's there's an overlord on your an overlord looking at the probe on your natural, right? Depending on how you want to play this out, you either send a drone at 100 minerals to the third base straight away and just go build it there, or you fight the probe now. So 100 minerals, if you pull a drone down at 100 minerals instead of 200 like you usually would do, because it's about 100 mineral walking distance for your drone to get to the natural, right? So if you pull that now, you have an extra 100 minerals time to actually fight against the probe, push it off before you build the hatchery, or, as mentioned, you just send it directly to the third base anyway. Let's have a look what you do here, and then I want to address the Okay, well, we'll address this one first. You didn't even get the block down. The drone scout becomes pretty unnecessary. Your overlord's going to get there anyway, and you are getting a little bit delayed here. So this is what I talked about. You either go down a little bit earlier to do this kind of stuff, and then you would have been able to get down the hatchery a little bit earlier. In the production tab, you haven't built an overlord. As soon as you know that you're not going to be getting the hatchery down here, you want to build an overlord, because if you think about it, as soon as you plant this hatchery in a moment, once you do, you plant the hatchery, 300 minerals, and then what do you build next? It should be overlord, drones, and queen. So all those together, but you could have built the overlord a little bit sooner, and then built the queen instead of those two drones. So I'll show you that again, just to not confuse you a little bit here. So let's just rewind a minute. Alright, so as this comes down and you go, alright, crap, not going to really be getting this down anytime soon. Let me build that overlord now. Well, I can. I've got my lava. Just throw down an overlord and you're done, really, and it's out the way. And then with 100 minerals missing, imagine if you had 100 missing right now, you'd be down at 200. You're like, alright, well, cool, I got some time to get rid of this drone. I don't quite get it down, unfortunately. Now you're approaching 300 minerals. Imagine that 100 of that overlord is missing. You're approaching 300 minerals. But that's okay, because you're going to be building queen and lings, usually at this stage of the game. But I suppose once you kill the probe now, you can go ahead and build drones as you did. So that 500 resources could have been 400 with no overlord building. The hatchery goes down now, would put you down to 120. Because you're missing that 100 overlord, and then all of a sudden you have, in a couple of seconds time, 150 now, as right now would be 150. There's your queen, 0 money, and then you build drones, then you go back to whatever you want to do, and it's just a little adaptation, really. Whatever happened to your drone scout? Okay, there it is. Alright, so there's your drone. You might as well come home now. I mean, there's not too much else to scout. He's going to make this wall off. Or at least a partial wall off, depending on if he throws a pylon in this little block here. Queen, a little bit late, but it's not too bad. Overlord positions. Alright, let's talk about your overlord positions here, Sam. This overlord here shouldn't be there. This should be over here. So if you go back again, rewind it. I mean, I want to cover everything. This is what we're doing in these episodes, is just going through everything. This overlord is on a bad pathway. The first initial overlord always behind the gases, because you want to scout the gases going down. You want to be able to check the rocks if they're being broken down. You want to be able to poke in to see if he's taken a third base or not. You can even send this overlord in on the natural to check out what he's got on the front door here. This overlord, as soon as you know there's no cannon rushes, which you know because there is no forge down, you don't need to be you don't need to scout any longer with this overlord. That overlord jet sets its way left across this map, follow the mini-map there, and up. So I'll do that again. This overlord goes this way and up to his base. And you hover around the outskirts here, which you'll send in to scout. And that, through seeing that you haven't done this already, could be a potential problem in your game. Alright, so let's just get back to where we were. So you got the hatchery down. We were a little bit late on that queen. We'll just get to when the queen was made. Okay, so we're on with the queen being made now. And the drone's inside the main base. So this overlord should already be making its way to this space. The other one should be making its way across now. Your third overlord should be hightailing it north. Overlord position is very, very important. This overlord, the reason why this is bad again, is because you want to be checking his third base. Because if this overlord is on the gas, on the natural, and you do want to sacrifice it in, you've got nothing to see if he takes a third base and when. So this is the third overlord, should go directly north to hover around the high ground where these trees and hills are. For the very, very small detail as well, even though you have killed the probe and you most likely know he hasn't set another one out, another use of an overlord, if you want to play it very safe, is the second overlord. Instead of just going up and, you know, like straight across and then up, you could leave it hover around the third base for a little bit, considering you don't have any lings, because a pylon cannon could be planted, and then send the overlord up. But small detail for now. Let's close that production tab, and let's actually get over to your vision too. Even though the start has kind of been shown, I want to get more about what you are seeing and reacting. This drone should be, you know, back home. There's no use to it being there. I don't really see why it is there. Drone transfer is okay. It's pretty much 50-50, which is fine. The only problem with, what have you got? You've got more drones in production again. You've missed the queen on the natural. I mean, you do have one building in the main, I suppose, but I guess that's okay if this one just goes down to lava inject. Okay, that's fine. Overlord is only just being made at 28 supply, so you're a little bit overlord cap there, mate. Got to be careful about that. And lava inject immediately. Fast, 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 fast. 35 energy. Alright, so you got 3 queens now, so you could have built the one on the natural one, I did say, but it's okay. With this one that's popping out, you want to be creep spreading with it and connecting it to the third. So creep spread, send it down to the third. And then build another queen on the third anyway, and just use that one to creep spread. Overlord's coming out now, good. This overlord in danger, quite so much in danger. Creep spread before you go, 25 energy. It's not so much, this queen is not so much for lava injecting. You always want to have 4 queens on 3 hatcheries playing against Protoss. The reason for that is because you need one to creep spread. So you creep spread here, and then walk down and creep spread over here while building a new one, because you have the money to do so. Your lava's only at 3, that's 150 taken away from this, which leaves you with 100, and then in a couple of seconds time you're going to have 50 anyway, so you can build a queen from this hatchery. So that's going to be quite important and something to look at. You don't need so much to transfer drones down there, because you should be focusing on, well, okay, this is a big mistake. Are they going to the third? Okay, let me talk to you a little bit, mate. Let me talk to you, Sam. This is a mistake, for sure. Because your focus is not so much on having drones here and transferring drones there. You can build drones there from this hatchery, but you don't really need to transfer them. You only need one transfer, because if you think about the mining time you've lost now through transferring main to the natural, and then again from the main to the third, That's a lot of lost mining time, which isn't necessary, because what you should be doing at 6 minutes, which you are doing, is taking double gases in the main base, right? So if you're going to take double gases in the main base, which is going to be 6 drones needed, how many drones do you even have on this mineral line? You know, right now you have 5, with maybe 5 more coming in. Your drone saturation is going to be so low in your main base that why do you need to transfer drones to the natural if you're not even finished saturating your main and natural? You even send drones back. Okay, so you do kind of realize a bit of the mistake there, but no need to transfer to the third base. Just let it drone up. Once you start to get good saturation on both bases, and that's including all 4 gases, so good saturation being 16 to 18 drones in minerals, 6 in gases, then start to look to waypoint your hatcheries down to the third base. But you shouldn't even be droning to that third base off the 2 main hatcheries, because you don't even know if he's going to all-in you. You never want to drone heavily to this third base if you don't know what's coming. So that was a mistake a little bit there, and hopefully that would have cleaned that up. And now you do get into the gases, you only have a few drones. So if you'd actually not transferred maybe 4, maybe you actually sent in total down there, or you may even be bringing them back. Okay. Alright, it looks like you brought a lot back. So just a lot of lost mining time. 4 in this gas, which is a mistake. You just lost a bit of money, and your overload capped again, unfortunately, at 46 supply. Roach 1 and Evolution Chamber comes down at a good time. Drone, gas is down at a good time. Overlord scouting is a little bit bad here. You do see the Robo, luckily, because this is the Overlord that's been inside the main base forever. But you shouldn't have seen this in a good player's game. He would have denied that or not put it right in your vision. Your drone still is out there. You're finally starting to move these overlords, but only very shortly, and you're not going to be able to go in because you don't know. If you hadn't have seen this, you don't know if it's DTs, you don't know if he's got gases on the natural, you don't really know anything. So you're playing very much so in the dark. And as a Zerg player, you're playing the reactionary race, right? So you need to build an image of what your opponent's doing, because you have all the options laid out on the table. If you think about the options he can do, DTs, Blink Stalk all in, 2 base Colossus all in, Immortal all in, Blink Stalk all in, Zealot Charge, Templar all in, fast third base. All these options you have to think about, and you can't really narrow them down because you haven't got any option to do that because you haven't got the good scouting. Behind it, I mean, apart from that drone and gas, you've done quite good with your build. One thing that I noticed is missing was the macro hatch, which should be coming down at 8 minutes. The macro hatch, as you see at 8 minutes, you start to float money. What do you got in the there? So roughly at this time, I mean, you are a little bit disjointed because of your drone saturation, but now as you approach 300 minerals here, you want to be building the hatchery, but you just built, okay, +1 attack coming down. Do it now then. Hatchery should come down now. Like 300 minerals, bam, but you built 3 overlords. And if you look at your supply in the top right, 53 out of 78, those 3 overlords were not necessary. Macro hatch is a lot better off for you. We do not have any creep spread either, as mentioned. So that's that'll hurt a little bit, and you don't have any eyes on the rocks being destroyed, the nexus going down, the gas is taken. So playing very much in the dark. These are things that you have to know about. So if you haven't watched the Zerg tutorial that I made most recently, the revamped one, definitely give that a look, because that's something I emphasize a lot, is being able to scout, because then you can read your opponent. I looked at drone saturation and scouting heavily in that. We don't have enough drones in the natural. We don't have enough drones in the main, and we're building units. Okay, so your drone count's relatively low. 46 drones. You never, ever really want to build units preemptively like this before 55 drones. You're building units right now basically to defend a 6 or 7 gate all-in. That's the kind of timing you're playing against right now. But if he takes a third base, then you're not having the drones that you should have built. But you're only building these units right now, Sam, because you don't see anything. You're just playing... I guess the best way to describe it is you're just playing blind here, expecting that a lot of the times in your league you do get rushed like this, but the more players you play against and the better you become as a player, someone will take a third base now and you will have these useless units, you can't do anything with them, and then you should have had a better economy because your drones are really, really low. 46 drones and 4 gases I think you're in. Your income in minerals is really low. That should be spiking up with another 300, 400 more mineral income per minute. But you're only down to equal as he is, which is never good. You know, there's a reason why it's always 3 base versus 2 base, 4 base versus 3 base as a Zerg to get the higher income, to get the better economy. So you're still building a lot of units now without drones, so this is hurting a little bit. You did get the macro hatch down eventually, which is nice. Okay, new queen. New queen not needed. Because you, as a player, your level, are not hitting your lava injects exactly. They're not bad, as you did say in the email. You're not too bad at lava injecting, but you don't need to have an extra queen to lava inject into this. Because if you look at it inside the main base now, let me even see if you hit your lava inject on time. We'll just look at this, then I'll compare what you're doing. Alright, so your lava inject's done. You got 35 energy. If you hit a lava inject now, okay, 10 energy. In 15 energy's time, you hit another lava inject on the macro hatch. Because as a player in Gold League, and even I don't even build an extra queen for this hatchery because I miss lava injects slowly but surely throughout the game. Even the pro players seeing they miss lava injects eventually, and the mistake they make, or not really the mistake they make, but the energy they bank up through not lava injecting, they just keep that energy low by hitting the other hatchery, and that's all you really need to do. You don't need double queens because you'll have too much lava and for your actual income. Because you don't have good drones, you'll have too many lava. You're already at 25 lava, you know, because you're not being able to spend it properly. 5 overlords coming, which would be good if you had a bit higher drone count. You're at 55 now, which is not bad. Oops, what did I just press? I think I just pressed fast forward. Let me just come back to 10. Alright, so let's have a look now and continue through this. So you're hitting your lava injects, you know, not 13 energy there, 16 energy, backed up a little bit. You got some units roaching links. Still don't know what's going on. It looks like you're trying to get an overload in there to find out. You would have lost versus DTs by now. A good, and this is just a benchmark in Master League and Grandmaster, is that as a Protoss player, if you nail everything right, you can be moving across the map with 3 immortals and a bunch of sentries, like 3 immortals, 6, 7 sentries, handful of zealots and stalkers to attack you, and you know you just don't have that set up because you haven't quite hit your benchmarks. Why are you taking gas on the natural here, Sam? I mean, on third base. You don't need this yet because you don't know if you are facing an immortal, a gateway, or even in your league, that it can still happen maybe just a little bit later. You know, we're approaching 10 minutes 30 now. As I said, 9 minutes 30, 10 minutes is when a good all-in hits you, but at your league it would be delayed a little bit, I suppose. Maybe 1 to 2 minutes could be a actual reality in the time of the attack when it's going to come. So I don't think it's wise to build the gases on the natural, because building the gases on the natural, I mean the third base, I keep saying natural, gases on the third base. Taking the gases on the third base means that you're going to have to drone up harder, which means you're not building an army. It means you should be looking to build the infestation pit, because that's where the gas is going. You don't need 6 gases for Roach Ling, or even pure Roach. So taking the gases on the natural tells me you're teching up. As a Protoss player, if I was an observer here, I'd be like, alright, he's teching up. That's what I'd say. Even though you're not quite yet, but I'm sure you will be in a minute. I'm sure you will be. There's the tech up. So upon you teching up now, you're still not certain if an all-in's coming. You're not really going to get tech out. But in this case, it is going to work out for you because he has taken a third base. He's got a good army. He's got a good third base setup. Now you've decided to tech up anyway. You have to drone hard. Party hard, drone hard. You're at 51 drones at the moment. I'm going to watch your production tab, because you can't attack him with slow roaches and a handful of links. There's too many force fields, there's a good amount of mortals. You're only now just finding out what's actually going on. Let's find out what you're going to do in the production tab. Come on. Use your lava. Drones. Okay, good. Drone hard. You need 4 drones on the natural. You need 6 drones in the main. And you need a lot of drones on the third. So you need to be building a lot of drones, like 25 drones almost by now. So do not stop building drones. You need an overlord on his 4th base now. You've got an overlord in there. You've seen the robotics bay already. So I'd probably be wanting to get the spire down and starting to take a 4th base as well. Okay, good. Keep droning. 63 drones. Need some more drones. And I'd probably get pathogen glands immediately here. Get pathogen glands, because obviously you want to build infestor shortly, since you are on good drone count, or starting to build a good drone count. I think your main's still undersaturated quite a bit, as you can see. Your natural, where are these drones going? Alright, the natural a little bit undersaturated too here. Your third's probably going to be good. Yeah, it's going to be good. So just missing out a handful of drones in the main and natural now. So get pathogen glands. You want to be getting the 4th base down. The creep spread's still non-existent. You've got lings spread across really, really nicely here. But like I said, drones now, and you can actually go hive too. This is the point where you can go hive. You go hive, you throw down the 4th base, you get the creep spread going, and you start to just mass drones. Use all your minerals on drones, all your gas on infestors, and start to build spines. Now, this is where I would be if I was you in this game. You see he's on 3 bases, you see he hasn't taken a 4th. He most likely from this scenario is going to hit you with a timing, which is going to come around 15 minutes, I guess. But you research your borrow on the hatchery that you need to go hive on if you're going to play out standard. That could have easily been made on another hatchery. You don't need to build it from the layer. You can build it on any hatchery. So that's a bit of a mistake, but it's okay. Carapace coming, should have thrown down a 2nd evolution chamber as well once you decided that you were gonna, or once you saw the 3rd base basically. Once you decided to drone, it was the same time you should have got a 2nd evolution chamber, because your lings don't have any upgrades. Your roaches have 1 attack, and carapace is always good, but you want to now be researching +2 or +1 melee, because it's also going to affect the broodlings, right? So you want to focus on that. 4th base coming down though, which is good. You're building the infestors. Drone count is a little bit low, 60, should be 70, 75, but you've started your unit production now and a couple of overlords, which is good. Oh dearie me. I think that's a hotkey, isn't it? You brought all your lings in. Should have left all those lings out, I think. I did like the setup, what you had, but I guess it was just a hotkey mistake. But no, never mind. You have tunneling claws coming. Okay. More roaches being made. I would have preferred just ling infestor with a 2nd evolution chamber. 4th base needs to be mined from as well. Need to be starting getting drones over there immediately. Lack of creep spread. Basically, the one of the thing that you're missing, like I said, creep spread and spines, and the good with the drone production. The thing is that you are missing. It's going to be really difficult to hold off against any timings, simply because you have a lot of layer units. You don't have any spines to protect alongside, even though you're not really teching up. Should have just fungled twice with that, by the way. 2 fungals kills an observer. But you are open to a lot of attacks at the moment. You do not have a 4th base scout. You still do not have hive, which is very alarming, because all of a sudden you're going to have a good army for an attack or a defense in a minute, but the 2nd and 3rd wave that he brings, as long as he doesn't, as long as the army controls it well, eventually layer units will just peter out. The later this game goes on, the higher tech he is, and also the better upgrades he has, the stronger his army is against mid-game layer units. And it's the same for Terran. Terran and Protoss don't even need to attack you. So if I was a Protoss player, and I'm going to have a quick look across. Let's have a look what he's seen. Not much. Well, he's seen actually, he scouted your entire base, saw the infestation bit. He didn't see if you've gone hive or not. As me, I would have scouted with an observer and said, alright, is he at hive or not? If no, then cool, I'll sit back and defend. I'll take a 4th base and defend, because if he's on layer units, all I need to do is tech up. Get to the later units, and if he's still on mid-tier units, then it's easily gonna be a victory. I just got to fight and win. You are trying some little sneaky tactics. You have 1/1 units on these roaches. You've got +2 missile attacks coming in, very surprisingly. 2nd evolution chamber coming down a little bit later on. This is suicidal, by the way. If he's got an observer over his army, which he should be having when moving out, which should be around 15 minutes, you just lost everything then. It's very difficult to attempt. Okay, cannon probably. Cannon's giving you sight range. And now you're just walking in force fields here, and you're not going to achieve anything. He does back off to the back because he knows that this is just a very heavy game mid-tier army, and all he needs to do, still missing force fields, but all he needs to do is defend this, and he should be able to. I don't really see him taking much losses. He's got immortals in there, he's got 3 colossus, they have +2 as well. And if you look in the units lost tab, it's going to tell a pretty ugly story here, Sam. If we go over there, 1,000 more climbing, 1,400 resources lost difference. Your infestors are in trouble if he has an observer. And simply, he moves out and counterattacks, or moves out, takes a 4th base. Either one's good. Either one you're pretty dead and down to defend against. So Greater Spire is on the way now. You are at Hive. You do not have any melee upgrades, so your broodlings are not going to be getting affected by that, and they will be a little bit weaker. You only have 2 spines on the left-hand side. You have nothing or creep spread or spines in the middle. So it's going to be hard to defend against these attacks. Looks like you're going to get a lucky break here. You may be able to catch some Colossus out. So you're getting a bit of a lucky break. You're going to pick off a Colossus, maybe a second and third, actually, if he's not going to move them. Well, there we go. That's all nice for you, isn't it? Get a couple of Colossus kills. Good force fields, but you're going to get another one. Oh, no, you're not. Never mind. But yeah, you get in there really close, really nice. He does have Blink. He could micro against this, but it's still, you're throwing away a lot. You're in mid-transition. You don't quite have the gas optimal. You're not in this gas on this side, as you can see. He does defend. And again, if he counterattacks, you could be in a bit of trouble. But you're playing a very heavy... I mean, he doesn't need to counterattack. All he really needs to do is just take a 4th base and sit back and keep defending against what you've got. Get a fleet peeking down and so on. And then launch another attack later on. But you are starting to slowly put her out here. Units lost tab. You know, if he hadn't have lost those Colossus, this would have been a lot uglier of a story to tell. But you're not really looking to play a good late game at the moment. Nor a Parasite, I don't think is needed. You need a lot of gas for your Broodlords. You do not have the defense set up, the gas taken. Spore Crawlers, Spine Crawlers maybe could be used as well. Let's see how this attack's going to go down for you. Does he have that 4th base? Yeah, you don't know about it. I didn't know about it. He has a 4th base. Now you do. That's where your concentration should be. But he's at +3 now. Blink Stalkers. Copper, Colossus. Lack of sentries though, so you are going to always be able to get in tight, but with more and more gateways coming down, so we can see the production tab. 3, 4, 5. Oh my god, Colossus. Your army's going to melt. Easy peasy. And all of a sudden that unit's lost tab is going to go heavily in his favor again. Oh my god, look at that. 4,000 resources. Big difference now, because you just, like I said, eventually, slowly but surely, your army just becomes so incredibly weak that you have to get to high faster. It's 20 minutes in the game. And, I lost your Infestors too. 4th base is up for him. You're now starting to build your Broodlords though, but without your Infestors you have no support. You have 1 Infestor, you have a lot of Lings again that are going to just be crucified to these Colossus with +3. We'll see if he should be able to defend it if he blinks and moves across. Uh-oh, that's a lot of Colossus here, Sam. Yeah, Sam, it's a lot of Colossus. 6, and oh my god, the Lings just die flat out, and you're starting to see the real story of this replay and where you're going wrong. Is you're staying on mid-tier far too long. You're getting the melee upgrades finally, but it's too late. I don't think you can hold off an attack. I don't think you can make an attack either. Roaches are going up again. Still not in this gas on this left-hand side base. You're still... Oh no, you're not mining from 4 there. That's a very powerful attack here. Even without the mothership and so on, it's still very deadly. You're trying to make in Broodlords, but the thing is, Broodlords are great, but they're really weak if they're not supported and protected, which they're not going to be here. You can blink underneath, and he has got nothing to stop him. That's what I don't know why he's not doing that. He should just blink across the Broodlings and kill all your Broodlords here. There we go. And there's a good blink, and there the Broodlord's going to die. No support. They're very weak, very low hit points, and these ones will fall as well. And you just kind of played into his hands a little bit in this game, Sam, more than anything. So you questioned in the email and you asked, you know, where are you going wrong, especially within this matchup. Hopefully you should be able to clear it up. There was a few mistakes during the early game, a lot of mistakes in the mid game. You stayed on mid game way too long. You played it like it was back in 2010 when Zerg players were struggling against the death ball, but you have to utilize this Greater Spire. The time you're comfortable on taking it is as you taking a 4th base. I'm just going to show you real fast again because that was the biggest problem in this game. At 10 minutes here, you should be looking to, or a little bit after then, as you take these gases and scout he's on a 3rd base now, because so far you've had a few mistakes early on in this game at 10 minutes 40, but nothing compared to the stuff you did in the mid game. So in the mid game here, as soon as you see this 3rd base going down, you know he's not going to really attack you, right? He's going to defend it, he's going to build, he's going to get the Colossus down, blah blah. And this is where you drone up, right? So you've got the first initial pack down in the production tab. You drone up here. You take a 4th base, which is good, but you don't stop droning. You drone right now from I pressed F again. God damn it. Alright, it doesn't matter too much. You drone from whenever you stopped or started droning at like 50 drones, you keep on droning until you get to 100. And I'm not joking, you drone up to 100 now, and you just use the drones that you don't want 100, you want roughly 70 to 80, and you build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spines. Come in the middle with creep spread. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 spines. And then because you've been using a lot of minerals, you will have a lot of gas banked up. And then you go 10 infestors. Then you use your gas in upgrades and you build lings and roaches and corruptors and then get to the greater spy. Would have been a bit more streamlined. So like I said before, definitely check out the tutorials that I did for Zerg. I do show this, especially on part number 3 and 4, where I get to the late game a lot more. Probably part 4 is the best one. I think there was a Zerg vs. Protoss in there where I play on Cloud Kingdom maybe. And that's going to be the biggest change. When you change this up in your play, Sam, I guarantee you'll get instantly promoted to Platinum. Like, no joke. Clean that up. Don't lose any more Protoss games like this, as long as your Zerg vs. Zerg and Zerg vs. Terran isn't too bad, which you said that this is your worst, then you're going to get promoted really, really fast. And I wish that you can continue to improve. I wish you the best. You did state that you did want to be in the future a StarCraft 2 player, a professional one. So keep on searching, keep on trying to achieve that goal. And maybe one day I'll be able to cast your games in a final and say, well, yeah, that's right. When his interview, he watched this Improve with Apollo, and that's where it all begun. I'd love to be able to say that. So, Sam, thanks for sending in your replay. For anybody else, thank you guys for sending your replays. Keep on sending in replays. There's always the off chance that it will be selected. It is randomized, depending on which race and what league that I want to do. There's a lot of emails overall, but there's not that many specific replays that I'm looking for. So if you're in any league, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, masters, send in your replay. Follow the application form, which is all written down or spoken of in the introduction video, so make sure to check that out. Thanks guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Again, follow me on Twitter, which is ApolloSC2, and I hope that you've enjoyed this Improve with Apollo episode number 6. Until next time, see you guys later.